Welcome to another episode of Building the Freedom Fund. I'm your host, Vionna, and this podcast is all about sharing the journey of creating the Freedom Fund whilst working a 9 to 5. This episode specifically, I'll be talking more in depth of how I structure my day and my week. I have the time to work on my side hustles whilst not compromising any other aspect of my life, where I can still be able to enjoy the health, social and spiritual and career aspect of my life. What you will learn in this episode is my daily routine time blocks, my how I do my weekly review and plan for the next week ahead. I find it so important to plan what you're going to do the week ahead when the time comes. I don't have to think of what I have to do next. If I don't plan what I'm going to do exactly, then I waste time thinking of what should be done. Sometimes there are times where I don't have the energy to think. I just want to do. And there's times where I feel tired, but I still want to do stuff for my business. And it's just nice to know exactly what needs to be done on a particular day without me having to think and waste time of what needs to be done. This is my daily routine. I plan everything on Notion. My Notion is such a mess because I put everything, all my planning, my goals, my content ideas in that Notion workspace, and I just separate it through pages. It's not very structured, and I'm still working and tweaking on how to make it perfect and easily accessible so I can keep going back and checking and looking at my goals and holding myself accountable. So this ideal routine is for Monday to Friday, which is the days that I work. And I think there's a few routines on the weekends as well. But this is an ideal daily routine. It is not strict. Obviously, I will tweak it, daily routine, to suit my energy levels. If it's not working, then obviously I can change it. Monday to Friday is basically mostly the same thing. I would usually wake up at 7:15. When I wake up, I do a light prayer meditation and just a bit of gratitude. After that, I would do some light movement. Then I would start getting ready for the day to go to work. The timing differs between if I'm working from home or have to go to the office. If I actually wake up earlier, it's all the same things, but sometimes I would have time to do a little bit of light editing, whether it be in the office 10 minutes before I start work, or if I wake up earlier, it'll be at 6 in the morning in bed. If I have the energy, I will just take my iPad out, and after my morning routine, I would just work in my bed editing the videos. I am also trialing a new routine where I wake up an hour early each day so I can prioritize and work on my business first thing in the morning. That is what I'm trialing at the moment. So far, I'm feeling very tired doing it. I think it's better to work on it what I prioritize first thing in the morning, then come back after work and not have the energy to do it. 9 o'clock to 5 p.m. is obviously I'm at work. Most of the days I'm working in the office. I have to be kind of mindful of not trying to work my business during work hours. Work, they monitor you. During that time, I tend to not become insane during work and still kind of make the most out of my work-life experience. During work, I tend to listen to podcasts that educate me, that lift me up, give me an open mind to learn new things. Listening to podcasts that will help with business. Because it's the listening form, I can also still work at the same time. Watching or reading content is a bit hard because obviously I'm supposed to be working, so listening is the best way to go. I have learned so much things during my work hours. Sometimes I even also listen to audiobooks, which is awesome. I also take advantage of my lunch break, my 15-minute minute coffee breaks. It's kind of repetitive, but I use that to go for a walk. I am sitting down most of the day, and I'm blessed to actually have a standing desk in my office. If I finish my walk and I've already finished eating, I would either read books that help improve my life, or like just read educational content, or I would quickly edit a video for like TikTok or something. And sometimes I only be editing my videos for like 2 or 3 minutes. It's like not that very long, but every minute counts. Progress is progress. If it be 2 minutes working on it, it's better than nothing. In the evening, I usually get home about 5:30. I'm actually pretty blessed to be able to work nearby, and the commute isn't that long. I think it's only 20 minutes max, but it just takes time for me to start the car, just to park the car when I get home, because I have a pretty big car. 5:30, around that time, I get home, and that's when from 5:30 to 7:30, realistically, I either exercise, shower, and then eat dinner, or I pick up my dad from the station and then exercise a tiny bit, shower, eat dinner. 7:30 to 8:30, 7:30 to 9, give or take how long it take for me to eat or exercise, is the time where I spend my business. So I'm still trialing if it's better to do it after work or before work. Work is my business, but I usually only spend about an hour or two a day during the week working on my business. Maybe 3 hours if you include the time I work on it during my work break. And then 9 to 10 is ideally when I'm supposed to wind down and go to sleep, but I realistically have a bit of insomnia, and I tend to go over working my business, and I tend to go to sleep around 10:30 to 11, but ideally it should be 10. And so that's the time where I should wind down, read a book, practice gratitude, do a bit of reflection. But this is the ideal daily routine. It works if I stick to it, but sometimes I don't stick to it, but it's something that I should stick to optimize activity, and just for me to stay sane and healthy. As soon as if I don't take care of myself in terms of exercising or getting enough sleep, then my energy levels are just not good for the week. That's the ideal week. Usually Wednesdays I go to Bible studies. The evening routine completely goes out the window. Thursdays I usually pick up my dad, so sometimes I don't work on my business that long as I should want to. Saturdays and Sundays ideally is when I should take the time to film long form content such as podcasts. So that's what I'm doing now. Today is actually Saturday when I'm filming this. Realistically, I spend my Saturdays socially, either friends or hang out with my boyfriend. I do have to manage my day where I'm able to work on my business maybe after. So right now I'm actually working on my business after I spent time having lunch with my boyfriend. It's kind of a half day kind of thing. Sunday is supposed to be a day of reflection, so reflecting of what worked, what didn't work, and planning for the next week of what I should do, which I will go more in depth in a bit. Usually Sunday is for church in the afternoon. It just depends as well. That's the ideal daily routine, and honestly it's ideal. I don't stick to it all the time. Next thing I want to talk about is my weekly flow. That is what I aim to do weekly from Monday to Saturday. The way I put it out in the template is I have a to-do list of what I want to do. Each day I have a to-do list of what to tick off, from the first being the highest priority, and then to like last priority. And so usually Wednesdays is Bible study, Saturday, Sunday, I usually have something on. So this week specifically, I was supposed to work on creative media on Friday. I got a flu shot and my energy was completely depleted. I'm doing it tonight actually. Whatever is important, I can't get it done that day. I just move to the next day, because sometimes I over plan of what I'm supposed to do in that day. Most of the time, if I write down what needs to be done, it gets like 90% of the time I am able to get it done. I think it's so important for just in terms of achieving your goals and goal setting to write down exactly what steps you're going to take. I find that I have less resistance in achieving my goals because I write down what needs to get done. So the top part of the Notion template is my to-do list, and then the bottom part is is kind of my quarterly goals that is listed out. I'm just gonna say what my quarterly goal is. It doesn't really matter because what needs to get done in this quarter, and we're just gonna measure if I achieved it or not. My plan is to release 3 coloring books, so 1 coloring book a month, to release a monthly coloring page freebie, post evergreen funnels for coloring books, so posting on Pinterest, YouTube Reels, and TikTok, weekly or bi-weekly podcast episodes, and repurpose the podcast episodes into TikTok, YouTube, and maybe Instagram. Will I achieve them? We'll see. I'm not too sure yet. And then down below is the content ideas to work on for that particular week, for the podcast, for the coloring book, for personal TikTok, and other businesses. And down below, I've actually added a new thing, and that's gonna be for the weekly review tomorrow, which is Sunday. Each week I have to sit down and review how the week went, what worked, like what is my weekly win, what worked, what didn't work, and what I should be doing next. And surprisingly, I've already wrote down what I should work on for the next week for this specific weekly review. What I just want to share with you is to work on my business in the morning. That's something that I've learned recently as well, and just to try and make my business number 1 priority and my 9 to 5, whatever, you know, it's a lower priority than my business. And to listen to the 4-hour work week by Tim Ferriss, try post 3 times a week on my personal TikTok. That is how I structure my week and how I review my week to see if it's working or not. This is still a work in progress. I'm gonna tweak it as it goes to see if it's working or not working. This is how I'm structuring my week, so I'm able to work on my freedom fund, work my 9 to 5, to have everything and try not to get burnt out. Sometimes, and that is what the weekly review is for as well, is to adjust next week. Sometimes I realize that maybe I'm doing a bit too much in my business. I'm setting really unrealistic expectations considering I also have a 9 to 5, and just take it slow and easy. I want to be able to enjoy my time and my journey in building my freedom fund whilst working 9 to 5. Like, I want to really enjoy this journey to learn. So far, I'm really enjoying learning about how to build a coloring book business, how to start my own podcast, and how to do all that, you know, juggling my time whilst working as well. And it's been such an interesting journey, and I am very happy. Just want to enjoy it. I think I haven't enjoyed something like this in a really long time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please comment, give me some feedback. Let me know if this was something useful that you learned. Bye!